Hello YouTube, my name is Fred. Welcome to La Farm. Duncan here. They stacked 3 cords of wood for me.
Hello.
You want to say hi to YouTube guys?
Hello. Hey YouTube.
Yeah. So
I only hit them twice.
What did you do today?
Stacked some wood, 3 cords.
Okay. How long did it take you guys?
3.5 hours, 4 hours maybe. Yeah.
They just saved me a ton of work. So anything you want to say to the world?
Hire someone to stack your own wood. No, it's pretty fun. Go for it. We love wood.
Well, that's it, folks. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. So this is the contrast with downstairs, as we just saw. Started putting a coat of primer. It's looking really good. I am very pleased. And this is moving along. Well, big day today. We are going to put the beautiful tiles, these beautiful tiles, in the bathroom, which is a big step. So everything is really ready. Floor has been leveled, and I'm gonna put the cement in all the cracks, pack it up real good to give it more rigidity. When I walk, there's no cracking at all. So it's very solid like this. And plus with the cement, it'll be super solid. I used to have an old one of these wet saws for tiles, but it was a very simple concept. It was about this big and it had the blade coming from inside the box, and you had a bit of water underneath the box, and you would push the tile on the blade, which worked fine, and it gave me a lot of service. But at the end there, it was not cutting as well anymore. And anyway, I decided to go all out and buy one of these really nice ones. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm gonna be doing my first cup in a little while. We'll see what it does. So here it is. Oh, nice little water here. I hope the plug is on. It's like cutting butter. It is fantastic. Not one complaint about it, except a little bit of water there. It's going, you know, all over the place. A better system for the water control would be nice. The stand is dysfunctional. I'm sorry, it's horrible. They have these folding wheeled stands that they have with their table saws, which they should incorporate some kind of design with this. But man, look at that. I need to cut 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches right down the middle. And look at that, it's just perfect. And it just cuts like a charm. I tried doing the same job on the tile cutter, but these tiles, they just don't like it. Look at that. They just unhappy. They don't like it. So I'm mainly working with the Ridgid saw, and it is just, and I mean, you put it on there, line it up, push it through fast. no trouble. 5 stars. Today we are changing the well. Our well has a few problems with the pump and all the systems, so right now we're gonna have it change. So this is what's happening. Here we go. Now that is the well detector system. Oh boy, here we go. So they have to get all the lines out. Today I'm starting the flooring. So just to show you a little bit here. The bathroom tiles have been finished. I kind of hurt my back the other day working a little bit too late on this floor, but wow, it looks really nice. Finished it this morning, trying to go really slow, really easy, not to stress my back more. It's an old kayaking injury that, anyway, it just keeps on giving, right? So we'll be ready for grouting soon. And in the meantime, we're waiting for the shower tiles, which are 1 week late. And I'm really at the flooring. So this is not a tutorial. There's some great stuff out there, but might as well say a few words about this because I was wondering, how do you floor one floor, multi-rooms? And it's a real problem because then if I want this line here all the way from the bedroom wall, and I want a continuous floor all the way to the end, the top of the stairs over there, well, then I have a real problem, because if I start on one side, how do I know that once I get to this section, how do I know that my line is going to be in the right place and it's all going to be square? And also, you know, if you start in the middle, how do you, you got to put the nails on this side of the wood. And when you get to the other side, if you start in the middle, well, you can't do it because you can't put the nails there. And, you know, I went on YouTube, and a very simple solution. You can shoot your line right in the middle, exactly where it's supposed to be. You put it square against the wall, like so. You put that first piece of hardwood floor right in there, and then you put the perpendicular one right there, and you square it off. Very easy, it squares off automatically, and that'll give you your line and the position where I need to chop that line. So now let's chop that line. So the next thing you do is you take a board, piece of plywood or nice straight board, you screw it on right along the chuck line. So your first piece will come tight on this one, and it'll give you your line. And the thing is that, well, this obviously can't be nailed, so it's going to be glued. This section here is going to be glued. This one here will be nailed, and then you put that little tongue that you make in there, and you flip the other board the other way, and you can start nailing them the other way. Simple, yet brilliant. So this is what it looks like. Well, it's still, all the tools are bunched in there now. Unbelievable. So much stuff. Wow. We accumulate really fast. So here I've cut a small piece of plywood so I can stick it in there. on the female side so that I can change directions. You see, I'm going that way, but I need to change directions. So I couldn't find any of these at the store. So what do you do when you can't find them at the store? You make them. Now now we're ready to change sides, because we're gonna get there pretty soon actually. So that looks pretty good. They're a tight fit, won't put any glue in it. It's just to keep it from moving. And then we'll go and check it out. At this point of the job, I'm having a hard time getting in there with that beast. I've nicked my wall already. Once and twice and thrice, and I want to nick it more. I just want this to move along, so I'm going to use the brad nailer, and I'm going to put these strips in the paper and put lines of glue or adhesive, and the brad nail is going to be able to push it in place, but it won't hold it long term. That'll be the glue's job. So I got this from a guy on YouTube. I'm gonna put the link below. I want to give him the credit for this. And it was him also I got the info for starting in the middle with a chalk line and this board that I screwed there as a guide. Easy peasy. And then when you flip on the other side, those little strips that you put in the groove to help it hold so you can invert direction, and I've just cut them and they are waiting for their turn down there. Okay, so let's go see what's going on with these guys. So I put it on Marketplace, this shower, for 200 bucks with all the plumbing and everything. I mean, I got 2 buyers, someone's coming tomorrow, so I have to take it out. So I'm being kept a bit from the flooring upstairs, but this is what it looks like. Yeah, I just finished doing some cuts for the flooring, and you know, I just had to shave off a little piece here. I mean, from this, I mean, it's not huge, but I mean, it's not that small, but still. And then, you know, and you can't really use the guide for that, so you just follow the line. And that's why these things are so scary. It is so easy. So you gotta really have some procedures. I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but you know, I used to tell my kids when they were growing up, because I've been doing this for a long time, and that's what's dangerous, is you have been doing it for a long time and then you get careless. Why? It is so easy. It is so powerful. It is so efficient. It does exactly what you want, and then you get careless. I force myself when I make a cut I make my cut and I shut it and I wait till the blade is stopped before picking up my pieces. I force myself to do it. A couple times I had a couple of close calls. I wasn't thinking, doing things automatically, and I said, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And I know so many people who, you know, they come and they're lacking a finger. They're like this. One is, he cut right you know, the two first joints there, boom, boom, these two fingers. He was holding it on the other side there, this little, you know, those little flimsy boards. Sometimes you want to rip them up. And he was and it was kind of go flap, 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 flap. And he decided, well, you know, I've been doing this for so long. He felt so confident. And that's the problem. It's so easy. And then he put his fingers over there to hold it. And then that thing caught and he had the pressure on the board. Whew, and it brought his two fingers right over the blade. It's horrible, horrible. So, but they're wonderful tools. But man, use this. And also this red zone, that's a no-go zone for my fingers. I don't care. I've seen guys, they're going like this, you know, just like this by the blade. And it's so easy, so it works. But that one time too much, because then your fingers, you can't get them back, right? So anyway, so much for safety now. Let's go finish that floor. Well, finish. I'm a long way from being finished, but let's move it along. Directions and go towards the other side of the room. But of course, by going to the other side, you need to invert this board. And so we cut these pieces of wood that we put in the groove to make it believe that it's going the other way. And so this side here has already been glued and nailed on this side. Now it'll be glued here and nailed on the other side. So that should do the trick. I had this sink mounted on an old Singer sewing machine and I put it on Marketplace. Someone's coming to get it today. I almost regret it. Not because I want to use the sink, but when I had a look at the way it's made, and it's pretty amazing, the simplicity and efficiency. This is the pedal, and you have a flywheel there with a groove in it for a strap that would activate the sewing machine, and off you go. So anyway, it's gonna be gone today. Bye bye, Singer. Well, we got a new project today. I put a little pause upstairs to come and start putting the sheetrock downstairs. At least we'll put it on the walls, on the ceilings, and then finish upstairs, move in. So now it's the end of the demolition. So there was a little piece of wall here left, and the debris it creates is incredible. And what I'm gonna do now, if you look there, that's an old doorway. All you had now is a door frame that had been fiddled to just make it look like a, I don't know, passageway or something. It doesn't serve any real purpose. There is, though, a structural question right here where this whole section of the stairways, you see, has been opened. So because of that, I'm starting to wonder, what was this house originally like? Because I know that this section here to go downstairs was opened up. So it's obvious that there was a cut made in the old floor. You can see the cuts. That was just roughly made. So I opened it up a little bit more because there was no structural issues. So we can probably take that staircase, lift it up a little bit to try to soften the angle and have a more comfortable descent. So it's going to open up this. I mean, it is a small house, so everything you can do to just kind of open it up will make it look a lot better. Well, it will take away that feeling of a small house. So that's what it's looking right now. We are almost 3 months into this, and so this is it today. it's time to move along with the shower. So many ways of doing a shower, many good instructions on YouTube, obviously. But one guy I really like is this guy in Toronto. I'll put the link down there. And I'm using humidity resistant drywall. And then what I do is you put this rubbery membrane. There are several brands. The one I'm using here, I've used it once before, is this Ridgid. And you just slap it on like this thick paint. And you put 2 coats and it'll seal this for 20 years, no problem. So very confident of this system. Done it once before. And there are other ways, obviously, but this is, to me, the cheapest way, I think. And it works. So here we go. Opens up the space. Now it just started raining and there's no the wind has turned, so I'm getting some little droplets, so it's really quite a change when you open up like that. Still very chaotic, but just this doorway now is wide open. That post is gonna disappear. I'm gonna have a beam up there, so this could be this wide space, and when you come down you'll be lined up with the window, and obviously the trailer won't be there eventually. Today is ceiling beam day. As you can see, the beam is ready to go up. It just needs a bit of stain and varnish, but we can do that once it's up. I need to get it up. I got that lifter, dry sheet lifter, and it works very well. But the problem is that this beam is really nice and straight and the ceiling is not nice and straight. So I need to make a groove to fit into each one of those cross beams. And I took some measurements, as you can see, and there's about 1 inch to go over there, 7/8 of an inch over there, and then just a bit less over there. So it's I was gonna put some 2x4s in between, but having these notches is gonna make sure that the beam does not move sideways like this, and I'll be able to tack it to these things. So here we go. Exactly 7/8. So let's start with the first one. Let's go. Now I've done all the lines here. This one was 5/8. And I just did the lines, and now with the chisel. I gotta tell you, I feel like a boat builder, a wooden boat builder, making all these nicks and measuring and figuring out. So the idea is that each of one of these is gonna receive one of those, and if you are a keen observer, you will see the curve reflected in the beam. So we start with nothing at the other end, and then slowly just gets deeper and deeper all the way to 7/8 of an inch. That's how much the floor here is sagged. So I could have pushed it back up, but it would have cracked everything upstairs, cracked the walls, cracked the plaster, cracked the floors, cracked the tiles. So it's an old house. I'll leave it in its place. I think that little wall, flimsy supporting wall, just didn't do the job. But now this thing, you know, shouldn't move once it's in there. So let's put it up there and hopefully it'll fit. Well, the beam is all done, and I'm gonna take the skyjack down and see what happens. Here we go. Now that's one big nail going in there. I made a hole all the way through the length of that nail, just to show the drill bit and the nail. It looks almost the same on the camera, but it's a bit bigger. To keep the beam from any kind of movement, it's just gonna, I mean, it ain't moving. I mean, it's all notched in there, so it's already not gonna move. But you know, you can't be too prudent with these things.